Hi everybody, Matt Dumoulin here. Welcome to Boring No More. This is my video series about moving to or living in the beautiful Roaring Fork Valley here in Colorado, Glenwood Springs to Aspen. If you want to achieve your dream mountain lifestyle, this is where you'll find all the info in order to achieve that. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you get alerts for when future content gets published. And if you want to comment below with topics that you'd like to be addressed on this channel and get information from me here locally, please feel free to do so. Comment below with whatever you would need me to talk about in the future. For today, we're going to look at 5 pros and 5 cons to living in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. One of the best things we have here in Glenwood is access to recreation. I've got the Colorado River right there, biking trails right here, hot springs right here. Shoot over that way and you will get to Sunlight Ski Resort very quickly. Trail systems, we have a lot of them. Access to public land if you're into hunting or fishing, access to the river. Really, there's not a dull moment here. 4 seasons of fun. It just doesn't really stop. You just switch from one gear kit to the next. One of the things that can make life difficult here in Glenwood for some people, and I'm going to sound spoiled saying that, but it's the weather. It is beautiful today. It is beautiful most days, but it's also really hot most of the summer and really cold most of the winter. You know, if you want like this sweet Californian weather where it's almost always the same at night, it's not happening here. Most likely you're either going to be too hot or too cold, and if you're just comfortable, give it 5 minutes, it can change dramatically very quickly. And you always have to have layers because things can get very hot or very cold very quickly. Again, not a problem for me, but I can understand that for some of you who might have lived in a more temperate area, it might seem a little extreme here. We're high in altitude and most of the time it's too hot or too cold. So one of the big advantages of Glenwood and the Roaring Fork Valley in general, all the way to Aspen, is that we're just far enough from Denver that it doesn't make it worth it to come for a day, and so we escape a lot of the crowds this way. In the same time, it's close enough that if we need to go to Denver and to the city, catch an international flight, or you know, go shopping, go spend a weekend there, go watch a Broncos game, well, we're only 3 hours away, so it's totally doable for a weekend or a week or whatever. Just too far for a day. And so, you know, as opposed to other mountain towns in Colorado, they're either very far from Denver, and then you have to rely on their small local airport and whatever they have in town, that's all you got. Or they are within driving distance, reasonable driving distance for a day trip from Denver, and then there's just a lot of people there. It's hard to go ski, you're always waiting in line for everything. So Glenwood is just at the sweet spot. Another con to living in Glenwood, and again, I might sound spoiled again, if you live in LA, New York, big city, and you actually experience traffic, you are going to think, what is this guy talking about? But we do have traffic in Glenwood. If you come here for small town living, that's what you want, you will find traffic maybe a little heavier than you think. We're in a bottleneck here. Everybody gets off of I-70 through Glenwood and heads towards Aspen. and so either to work or to have fun. And it creates bumper to bumper traffic between 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And then at night between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. coming back down. So again, not too crazy for some of you guys, but for others it might be. If you really want quiet small town and you don't want to have to deal with traffic at all, you might have an issue here if you don't have flexible hours. That's the thing. If you are going up valley in the morning and come back down valley at night, you are going to experience traffic. If you have flexible hours, like me, you will probably never have the issue. Another awesome thing about Glenwood, another pro, it's a vibrant little town. You know, it's small, but we have enough tourism that we have a lot of restaurants and shops. And behind me right here is the latest improvement that the town has made to the downtown area, and it's just really nice. You know, you can walk around and go shopping, eat dinner. We have events throughout the summer. It's a really pretty attractive town if you like to go out, but you also like living in a smaller town. It's really good balance. It's not too quiet, and it's also not too crazy. There's plenty to do, and plenty of fun to be had, and also, you know, you don't have almost any crime or any of the stuff you find in larger cities that you might not want. You can also have a very quiet day, go by the river, go to the trails. You know, you can have both kinds of days. You can have the quiet days, slow days, and you can have the exciting ones, either by going outside or by coming into town. So, you know, if you like smaller towns, but you want still to have a little local scene, Glenwood's a very good option. Another con might be the affordability of real estate. You know, as by now you're probably excited and you've probably opened Zillow on another page. I have to tell you might be in for a sticker shock. The average price point of a home is around $900,000. And again, depending on where you're coming from, you might not think that it's that crazy. But it's well above the national average. But worse than that, the affordability, so the capacity of affording a local house with a local wage is not good. With COVID, we've had a lot of people coming from out of town, pushed prices up. Now, with what you'll make by working locally, it's going to be hard to buy a house. Not impossible. You might have to use a stepping stone, start with a condo, but you can expect a big part of your income to go towards housing. And house prices are high and rents are high as well. Like, there's no way around it. It's kind of the price to pay for being in such a fun town. It is expensive. Another big advantage that we have here in Glenwood is the proximity to Aspen. The Aspen, Colorado, where you find an amazing ski resort, food scene, art scene, everything you can dream of within, you know, a couple blocks, nested in the mountains. So having Aspen right here brings to Glenwood even more access to recreation, great infrastructure up there. But also, you know, you're in a small town, but if you want to get out and and go to a jazz show, you will probably find one that's absolutely top-notch, and it's only 45 minutes away. So it's really having both, like the best of both worlds, where you have small town quietness and access to some of these artists and some of these shows and some of this art that you would only find in Manhattan, or some of these hot art scenes. So it's really having the best of both worlds. And one more thing that you might not find perfect here is we do have skiing right here, but we're not in a ski resort town. We have a small local ski resort that's called Sunlight Ski Resort, and it's really great for families. It's also close to town. It's about 20-25 minutes from town, so you can go there if you have a long lunch break or whatever. And then if you want to have a full day in a world-class ski resort, Aspen and Snowmass are about 45 minutes away. So we have good access to skiing, but we don't have ski lifts taking you and dropping you off right in town. And then one last pro for living in Glenwood is the safety in general and the quality of schools. The public and charter and private schools here are high quality. You have options, and none of them are very far from any of the houses in Glenwood. And everything's also very, very safe. I could not tell you the last time that I locked my house or my car. And you can really just not worry about a thing over here. And last but not least, we have a very competitive real estate market. Helps you when you own a house here and you want to retire. It hurts you when you're a young family trying to get into the market. The average price of a home here is around $900,000 in Glenwood. So the affordability is almost non-existent. With a local wage, it's really hard to afford your typical home. So, a lot of people call family for help and start with a condo, build their way up. There are ways to make it work. And again, feel free to reach out to me for advice. But it's going to be one of the challenges.